I just want to mention Complete Truth Protein. So just briefly, when we were, well, I traveled, I didn't do any introduction about myself. I always kind of forget. I did have the opportunity to travel across the world for about 10 years playing professional baseball. And they made us believe that you had to have tons of meat protein. That was one of them, and tons of supplements to be a better athlete, which was, and it's crazy for me to think about that now. Like they just put a sports figure on a protein supplement or a Gatorade bottle or whatever the latest fad is, like I think a lot of people are taking like pre-protein or pre-workout, thank you, pre-workout. Like, I used to take that, I took the pre-workout stuff, that bright blue colored stuff, and every time I took it, I got this horrible headache. And I just didn't compare it, like I just didn't put the two together. I think a lot of people don't. I don't know how many years it took me to be like, what is going on to your body? For me, like it was just the world, it was the environment I lived in. And you had to see who could bench the most. You could see who could squat the most. You could see, like everyone would go weigh themselves, and the one who weighed the least would get made fun of. Just because we all thought that it made you a better athlete to be heavier. Like, so I walked around at 220 pounds, and like, I couldn't move, I didn't sleep, I was very nasally, and my moods were all over the place just because I didn't live a healthy lifestyle. And I think that a lot of that had to do with the supplements that we were putting in our body. So when I started to do more personal training and more fitness classes, people would often come to me and they would say, what types of protein supplements would you recommend? And I said, none, eat some food. And then people look at me like I'm crazy. Well, if we work out, we're supposed to have more protein, or we're supposed to have more supplements. So that began the journey of Complete Truth Protein, of how to put quality foods in your body, not a supplement. So Complete Truth is made from food. It is food. You know, it's kind of funny, when we used to be in 26 retail stores across Canada, until I realized I hated my life. It's like waking up and making cold calls and traveling across the country to do a demo, and then they always want sales and discounts. Like, it was a horrible industry that I don't want to be a part of. So we took them off the shelves and we started to do more one-on-one, more presentations and workshops. But they would send me to the grocery. I would call and say, we have a new product, would you be interested? And they're like, what is it? So I would tell them it's a food product, or I'd tell them it's a protein supplement, and then they'd send me the protein. And then I'd tell them what was in it, and then the protein people would send me to the grocery place. So they really had no place for it, because it's such a foreign concept. Like, what do you mean it's a protein supplement that's just food? But that it represents everything that we believe in. So we believe that you should be able to read and pronounce every ingredient you put in your body. If you can't read or pronounce it, there's a good chance it's a chemical, and we shouldn't be putting it in our body. So when we have our original bag that we bake with, it's made with quinoa and hemp seeds, 2 ingredients. And people are like, oh my gosh, what else is in it? We say 2 ingredients. You should be able to put simple combinations of food in your body. So that one's better for baking, for example. And then the other one is only 4 ingredients. So we have quinoa, hemp seeds, maca, and stevia. So maca is a natural, it's a root. It's naturally grown, usually in the Andes Mountains, which is super cool, because nothing else can grow that high except for maca root, that high elevation. And that's known as a hormone regulator, and also known as an adaptogen. So if your body's lacking some type of amino acid, for example, the maca will fill in for it. And then the other one is stevia. So stevia is a natural sweetener. Also helps with digestion a little bit, and it's a plant. Like, it comes from a green plant. So there's only 4 ingredients. So it's challenging to explain those products because they're so foreign. Like, what do you mean your protein supplement doesn't have 55 ingredients? Like, because they shouldn't. We shouldn't be putting those toxins into our body. And a lot of people say, well, is it safe for kids? Well, of course it's safe for kids. It's food. If the more we give our kids the opportunity to have whole foods, the better off they're going to be when they're older. Because if they start off having high sugary processed foods when they're little, what happens when they get a little bit older? What happens when they run into health issues? Because more and more kids are running into health issues at younger ages. So what happens when they run into a health issue and then you try to clean up their diet? It doesn't work, because they don't want to eat those foods. So the earlier we can get our kids on clean foods, the better off we're going to be. So I just wanted to explain Complete Truth Protein. It's much different. A lot of times people expect it to dissolve like those chemically type of manufactured protein supplements. It doesn't. It's food, so it's better in smoothies, for example, and gluten-free baking as well. Do you guys have any questions?